Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Math with Miss Sabrine. Today we are going to solve logarithmic expressions by using these rules of logarithms that I already explained before. So let's start. Number 1. Solve log of x to a base of 2 plus log of x minus 2 to a base of 2 equals to 3, and x has to be greater than 2. This expression is only valid when the x is greater than 2. Now, according to the first rule, whenever you have two logs but you have the same base, you can just multiply the terms. So this equals to log of 2, the base is going to be the same, then I'm just going to multiply the expressions. This will give me x times x minus 2 equals to 3. Log of 2, then you can open this bracket and you will have x squared minus 2x closing the bracket equals to 3. Now, how to solve this? You have log only one side, so if you want to solve this expression, you have to get rid of the log. And we already learned how to change a logarithmic form and write it in an exponential form. This goes to the other side, the base. It kicks the 3. 3 is scared, so it jumps up and moves to the top, leaving us with x squared minus 2x only. This equals to 2 to the power of 3, that equals to 8. Now, we have x squared minus 2x equals to 8, but because it's a quadratic equation, you have to move everything to one side so that you can solve this quadratic equation. Let's do that. X squared minus 2x minus 8 equals to 0. So I'm just going to use factorization because it's easy to factorize. You have to think of two numbers that will add to give you negative 2 but multiply to give you negative 8. What are the two numbers? The two numbers are negative 4 plus 2. According to this, your x has two values. One is x equals to 4 and the other one is x equals to negative 2. Now, we know this condition already. X has to be greater than 2. That means this answer is not valid. Our answer to this question is x equals to 4. Okay, so this is how we can solve a simple logarithmic expression. Let's move to the next question. Okay, number 2. Given that log of x to a base of 3 minus log of x minus 5 to a base of 3 equals to log of a to a base of 3. How to express a in terms of x? Again, we have two logs, and you can just use the rules of logs to write a single expression for these two things. So we can write log of 3a minus b. That means you have to divide according to the rule of log, which will give us x over x minus 5 equals to log of 3a. If you have log both sides with the same base, this equals to this. So you can get rid of the log and you can just write x over x minus 5 equals to a. That's your answer for a, because we just need to express a in terms of x. We don't have to solve anything or anything, just a equals to what. For b, you have to solve this equation, but now we have a value instead of this one. So the same expression, but this equals to 1. Let's see how to do that. I can just rewrite the expression like this because I already did it before. X minus 5 equals to 1. Again, if you want to change a logarithmic expression and write it in an exponential form, you have to move it to that side. It kicks the 1. 1 is scared, jumps up to the top, leaving us with x over x minus 5. This equals to 3 to the power of 1 is just 3. How do I solve this? You can cross multiply. This will give us x equals to 3 times x minus 5. X equals to 3x minus 15. I will move all the numbers to one side and the variables to one side. I just have one number, so let's move it. Negative 15, if you move it to the other side, it becomes positive 15. You have 3x this side. If you move the x to the other side, it becomes negative x. So 15 equals to 2x. If you want to solve for x, you have to divide both sides by 2. 2 and 2 gets cancelled out. That means our x is just equal to 15 over 2. That will give us 7.5. So this is our answer for this question. Let's move to number 3. Okay, similar type. So I'm going to move all the logs to one side and leave the numbers in the other side. This will give me log of x to a base of 27 plus log of x minus 0.4 to a base of 27 as well. This equals to 1. I just moved this whole thing to that side. The sign was negative, so when you moved to the other side, it became positive. Now, log a plus log of b to the same base, you can just multiply. This will give me x times x minus 0.4 equals to 1. I'm going to change this logarithm form and write it in an exponential form. So this side I will have x times x minus 0.4 equals to 27 to the power of 1, which is just 27. If you multiply, open this, we have x squared minus 0.4x. Then you have 27 on the other side, but you can move it to that side. Actually, we have to move it to this side because this is a quadratic equation and we want all the terms to be in one side, and we need 3 terms to solve it. Minus 27 equals to 0. Now, you can see that this is kind of hard to factorize. You have a decimal. In this type of, for this type of questions, we use the quadratic formula. I'm just hoping that you know this quadratic formula. So it's equal to negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now, what is this ABC? A quadratic equation is always in this form. So the number that's with your x squared is your a. In this case, it's 1. The number with x is your b, which is negative 0.4, and c is just negative 27. I'm just going to substitute everything in this. Negative b is negative 0.4. I know that already. Plus minus, let me move to the I need more space. Okay, 0.4 squared minus 4 times 1 times c, which is negative 27. Okay, then divided by 2 times a. A is just 1, so it's pretty simple. This will give me negative and negative, it's positive 0.4 plus minus. Then you have to calculate this thing first, but always remember, look at the negative signs. You have negative and negative, so it actually means 0.4 squared plus 4 times 27. That will give you something around 108.16 divided by 2. That means your x has 2 values because this is plus minus. One is, by the way, let me evaluate this first. Square root of 108.16 equals to, this equals to 10.4. So I can write x equals to 0.4 plus 10.4 over 2, or x equals to 0.4 minus 10.4 over 2. Actually, you don't even need to calculate this thing because this will give you a negative number and you don't have a negative log, like that will give you math error. So you can just cross it out. Your only value is going to be this. So if you add this 2 and divide by 2, you will get 5.4, and that's your answer to this question. Okay, this was kind of a long one. So this is my answer. Now let's move to the next question. Okay, number 4. We have to solve this equation. This is not that tricky because you know the base is the same. You can just multiply all the terms because it's all you have to add it, and the base is the same. That means you can just multiply the powers. This will give us log of 81 times 1 over 9 times 3 equals to log of 9 x. You have log of 9 both sides. That means this equals to that, and you can get rid of the log. But before I do that, let me simplify this. 9, you can 9 divided by 3 will give us 3, and then you can also divide 81 by 3. This will give you 27. That means 27 equals to x. Wow. Okay, that was short. Okay, so that's it. Number 5. We will do 6 questions in total. So this is the second last. Number 5 is this similar type. You can pause the video and try it by yourself, and then you can just check your answer to see if it matches with my one. Again, you have to add logs of same base. That means you can just multiply. Then you have log one side, you want to get rid of it, you move it to the other side. This side I will have x plus 3 times x minus 3 equals to 2 to the power of 4. 2 to the power of 4 is 16, and this is in this form a plus b times a minus b. Whenever you have something like this, this always equals to a square minus b square. So I can write x square minus 3 square will give me 16. X square, I will move all the numbers to the other side. So 16 plus 3 square is 9. 16 plus 9 will give us 25. That means if you want to find x, you have to square root both sides. This will give us x equals to plus minus 5. Remember, whenever you find the square root of something, you always have two possible answers: plus, minus. One is plus, the other one is minus. Again, log can't be a negative expression, so that means I'm just going to take x equals to positive 5. If you want, you can substitute x equals to negative 5 to this equation and try to solve it. You will get math error. That's undefined. That means the answer to this question is only x equals to 5. X equals to 5. Let's move to the last question, almost there. Okay, this question is about ln. Now for ln, the idea is the same thing as a normal log question. The only difference is the base is e instead of like a number. So let's do it. The rules are the same. So if you have ln, that means you have the same base and you have to add. That means you are going to multiply the terms. X times x plus 3 equals to ln 20 minus 5x. Again, if you have ln or log of the same base both sides, you can just say this equals to that. So we can write x squared plus 3x equals to 20 minus 5x. This will give me 3x. I will move everything to this side because this is also a quadratic equation. Negative 5x, move it to that side, it becomes positive. Positive 20, if you move it to the other side, that is negative 20 equals to 0. Okay, so this will give us x squared plus 8x minus 20 equals to 0. This is quadratic. You have to solve, you have to factorize this expression to solve it. And it's kind of easy to factorize because you can find two numbers that will add up to give you 8 and multiply to give you negative 20. And the two terms will be 10, positive 10 and negative 2, because 10 minus 2 is 8. 10 times negative 2 is negative 20, so it makes sense. Now we have two values for x equals to negative 10. Again, if you substitute negative, this expression will be a negative expression and this does not exist. So this is out. The only answer that we have is x equals to 2. Okay, that will be all for today. If you like my videos, then don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Thank you.